Another day of putting woes. And I'm going to come out and say, I think I'm probably the worst putter on YouTube. And in 2025, I said I wanted to change that dry for show, putt for dough and get that little bit better. And I've made that first huge big step by ordering a real home putting setup. Whew. Of course, I'm talking about PRIMEPUTT. This arrived a few weeks ago. I was extremely excited to get it out and start putting, and quickly realised, yeah, this putting mat is definitely needed. I'm just testing that wood. The wood is extremely solid. Doesn't seem to go anywhere when you hit it at pace. From being a junior and starting golf all the way through my golfing journey, I've had many putting mats, and I think it's fair to say there's some real shit out there. Number one, I do not want to be putting on an unrealistic carpet putting mat. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a time and a place for a carpet putting mat. I mean, if we had a tournament inside IKEA, I'd fancy my chances. But no, I want the real thing, as good as we can get without bringing soil in and growing grass inside. I'll go as far as saying I think it does more harm than good putting on an unrealistic sort of surface, which is why PRIMEPUTT caught my attention, because they've got tour grade turf as the material. So this is designed to roll like it would on a real green. It doesn't have that artificial roll to it, look. So you can actually put and learn something at home. Now you're probably looking at this mat going, wow, it looks massive. It is massive, it's far too big. You should have seen the missus' face when it arrived. That was a picture. This is the biggest mat you can get. There are 4 different sizes available, so don't worry if you've got a smaller space and you want to practice, that's no problem at all. But yeah, but rolling this thing out, the quality is what hit me first of all. Some serious weight to it. It's not this floppy bit of material. A lovely PRIMEPUTT wooden stop to stop your balls from rolling past when you inevitably hit them too hard. This mat comes with 3 holes. We've got 3 little grass toppers that you can put on top if you want to use a training aid instead of the holes, but we've got 3 wonderful practice holes as well. They didn't have much use at the start, but one thing I was very happy about was rolling this thing out and it being completely flat. That was one of the things I was very happy to see, which straight away I can get a real pure roll, dead flat. Now, compared to some mats out there, there are no crazy gimmicks to this. You've got ones that have some really artificial breaks to them. I don't like that, and I didn't want that. I wanted a flat surface that I can practice strokes just back and forwards, and then I can use the same strokes on breaks on the golf course. And as long as my stroke is back and through and I'm practicing that straight putt, hopefully everything from there works itself out. So I don't know if any of you got some huskies at home or hairy animals that leave hair everywhere. That was one, again, of my concerns. I need this to be easy to clean and maintain. Unfortunately, with this mat, my dogs love lying on it, which I think is another compliment to the mat, because I think they feel like they're outside. Proof. You just love it, don't you? Got to clean up again now. Would you recommend this to everyone? Yeah? Do you rate it? I think that's a yeah. Obviously, hair gets everywhere, but I was pleased to find out it's very easy to just vacuum up, and yeah, looks like it did when it came out of the box. Video or it didn't happen. Always wanted to do this. I want to break free. Do you know when I said this mat's too big, I've had to set the camera outside the door. It's long. Excuse the boxes, I've still not really unpacked, but priorities, putting. But yeah, the roll is honestly nothing, I've not had anything like it at home. This is how I'd imagine having, you know, you see like Justin Rose's setup at home where he's got the full, like this room basically is multiple holes like a putting green. This is the material I would definitely want for that. And that's why it's frequently in the top spots of awards of the best home putting mat. That went in, did you hear it? Believe me, it went in. We're getting better, we're getting better. So as I was putting, I looked out the window and I've gone, hold on a minute, that looks like sunshine. So what better time, as much as this does look like a really permanent structure, it's premium, a bit of weight to it, I wanted to test this, bring it outside, see how quickly it was to pack up, put back out and, you know, do a few putting strokes outside in the sunshine. So I can't take every mat outside. The reason I can do this with this is because it's premium materials, can withstand a bit of hammer, still going to look very good. So I'm pleased to report that the process probably took about, well, it was under 60 seconds. It would have been quicker had I not had to have held the camera, but we are outside, rolling like we're in the south of France. A bit pacey, look. Flicks out. So let's talk about these holes. They just look like pieces of plastic, but they are designed specifically to perform like a golf hole. So too pacey like that previous shot, it bobbles out, lips out, but specially designed to be able to hold 3 golf balls. I've actually got 4 in, not to brag. Now it looks very premium and clean. I think clean is the perfect word for this putting mat. But the more you look at this in detail, the more secrets come out of it. We've got a lovely little ball holder on the backstop of the PRIMEPUTT. On this particular mat, we've got 3 feet increments all the way down, which is perfect for the ladder drill, which I love. Oh, it's a bit pacey, but it just stayed in. I'm gonna stay with the center. I pushed that a bit. Oh, 6 feet. I pulled that. Confident strokes, 3 out of 4, not the best. So the big question, ignore the football and there's a blow up monkey there. Probably should have moved that before we did the video, but hey, is this worth the money? I definitely say, and I'll stand by the fact, you do get what you pay for. It's not the cheapest mat, you'll find a lot cheaper, but your results will also be a lot cheaper too. I really can't tell you how much I love this putting mat. It almost blends into the furniture. It's clean, aesthetic, it's not in your face, we haven't got loads of lines running down it. It's like you would expect a putting green to be. But this is literally the closest sort of material and roll you're going to get outside of grass, which is why it's chosen by the Corn Ferry Tour. But I always find it interesting as to what the pros are using themselves, because they want to get as good as they possibly can. And this is a chosen mat for one of the biggest tours in the world. And now using it, I completely understand why. So I wanted to try and create with this lovely light and a bit of putting cinema. Got a new little gimbal toy. The problem is me, but finally we hit the jackpot. Play the interstellar music. I had many putting mats to choose from, and this is the one I chose for the reasons that I've told you about. I do plan on doing some home putting mat head-to-heads. I thought that would be like a toe-to-toe putting mat. Has that been done? So guys, if you are interested in the PRIMEPUTT, the link is down below. It is an affiliate link, so I will get commission on this. But yeah, do a bit of research, try some out if you can, and I'd be very surprised if your result isn't one of those.